What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Apple Rewind. And there was a lot of little things that went on in the world of Apple last week. Let's go ahead and cover some of the big ones, starting with what to expect next for iOS. As you know, we are currently running iOS 26.1 betas. That is in an E build number, which means we still have a couple more to go before this is released. However, the stable build is now 26.0.1, and Apple is actively testing 26.0.2. And that update should drop in the next few weeks, and hopefully it will fix some of those issues with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth disconnecting all the time, especially in regards to CarPlay and some people's comments and issues regarding that specifically. Another cool feature is that they brought slide over back to the iPad. I know a lot of people are huge and happy about this. Big thumbs up for that. Drop a comment down below and let us know your thoughts on that if you were a huge slide over fan, since they brought it back now to the iPad in iOS 26.1 Beta 2. There were a few other small changes in 26.1 Beta 2. Nothing crazy to really go over. A lot was really just more on the back end and a couple of visual cues, but no new features came out with that and not a lot to really discuss in this video. If you want to know what those were, you can go follow along and see how they were in our prior video. But I will go ahead and just tell you about battery life and performance, since you guys always want to know that. And I'm happy to say battery life has been not only good but consistent in this build. We haven't had too many ups and down days. It has actually worked consistently since we installed this beta. So if you're thinking about getting it, it is definitely a little better than beta 1, as you would hope, which is not always the case, but it is a good device or a good beta to put on your primary device if that's something you're thinking about doing. Obviously, we're running this on our 17 Pro Max and haven't had any real issues along the way with that. Then also, as you guys know, it's October. Apple traditionally does have a October event for MacBooks and possibly new iPads. And the M5 MacBooks and new iPads should still be coming out by late October. Supply constraints are here, and we have seen leaks, Russian videos on YouTube specifically in regards to these unannounced products. So keep your eye on that. Supply chain drying up is usually one of the best telling signs that new items are on their way. Apple's foldable might also be made out of titanium and aluminum instead of just one or the other. It could have a combination of both, which is going to be very interesting to see. What's even more so interesting is what Apple might price this at. There's a lot of worries and concerns. This could be over $2,000 for a single Apple iPhone. So that's going to be jarring to a lot of people, but we'll be very curious to see how exactly that works in the future. And speaking of future, Apple's Vision Pro could be derailed. There might not be much of a future for it after this next iteration that's coming, because it seems like there's no active development on a sequel now at this point. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they are purely now all pivoting to smart wearables like glasses instead of AR or VR headsets. It's shocking. There still will be another version coming out, but they did scrap the light version. That's meant to be the more inexpensive one. We're probably just going to get a chip upgrade in the one that will be announced soon, but after that, it is going to be very hard to see if Apple reveals another headset anytime soon. They did also have an unusual Colorado event last week, but it wasn't for unannounced products. It was just to showcase off some of the iPhone 17 series devices, the Apple Watch Ultra 3, and the new AirPods Pro 3 as well. Kind of strange, they just invited some creators out to take a look at it in Colorado. It's not uncommon. They usually do it in New York and other cities like that, but this time it is actually here, or not here, but in Colorado instead. And then Apple Watch high blood pressure notifications, they made their way to Canada and Singapore. So if that's something you use and you take care of that in the health app and all that, you can now use those if you have an Apple Watch in Canada or Singapore. And speaking of smartwatches and all that, finally for the first time, the new Tag Heuer smartwatches that just came out now are actually made for iPhone. That's huge. That means that you can actually now use them with iPhone to get better notifications, timelier ones, and one that should actually mirror what your Apple Watch experience is for the most part. I want to actually pull this up for you to show you really quick because I was shocked how good it looks. Let me find it for you really quick. Tag Heuer. New smartwatch. Okay. So, as you would expect, being a tag, they are significantly expensive. Let's just go ahead and do this. But I believe they do start at $1,600 depending on your materials, and they go up to $2,500, I believe. But some of these models look really good. I was actually taking a look at these, the Calibri E5, and it is very sharp looking. It looks like a traditional watch. It looks like a tag at that. All your watch faces you can customize as you'd expect, your materials and color. I haven't looked at these for a long time now, mainly because they just didn't work too well with iPhones. But this baby looks really, really cool. Obviously, you can buy different strap colors. It's all interchangeable. But again, keep in mind, you are paying a premium for that tag name. Yeah, I'm shocked this actually happened and Apple's allowing it. I'd be very curious to see how well they work. Let me know in the comments below if this would be something you're interested in seeing, and I might consider picking one up and checking out. But aside from that, guys, everything else has been pretty quiet this week. We should receive another beta here in another 2 weeks or so, around the 27th or the end of the month. But granted, this was an e-build, possibly even on the 13th, tomorrow. And I'm sorry, not the 27th, the 20th. My days are all messed up. But we should be receiving another one here shortly as well. As always, if you're looking to get the wallpapers, I'll drop that Google Drive link down below for you to pick it up for this week's video. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.